Next, I activate my field spell card, Necrovalley.
Yes! Yes!
What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, and we've got another Dragoon deck profile. That's right, Gravekeepers are back, and we're testing a lot of different things, but this time around I want to show you what the ban list really did to help our deck out. We're going to go through it in depth, and again, if you want a new, easy deck, especially if you're a beginner to get back into the TCG, I highly recommend this one. You're going to be surprised at how powerful it is, and what a strong anti-meta pick it can be. So don't forget to smash the like button. We're looking for over 75 this time around, if you don't mind, and I don't want to preface this too much. Shout out to your playmat if you want custom sleeves, and Team YuGiOh. Let's get into it. What's going on, guys? LoganJYA here, back at it again with a new Gravekeeper deck profile. That's right, Dragoon once again revamped for the current format to let you guys know. I tell you what, I always tell you guys how this is a very strong anti-meta pick, and I'm telling you, it once again has come back into the relevancy, because think about it. Necrovalley beats PKs, Tri-Brigades, it's pretty good against Prank Kids, it's always been good against Drytron. There's so many decks that Dragoon just absolutely flips the bird to. So be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you ain't already done so for more creative, innovative deck profiles. Now mind you, I want to also flag that this is what I would like to call a very heavy control deck, right? That's the nice way of saying it's monkey flipper, right? So it's not challenging to play, it's challenging to master, though, to make sure you get your interaction. Oh, what's so hard about activating Royal Tribute and Red Eyes Fusion? Let's get into this deck profile. Alright, boys, starting things off, the things that you should already know at this point. In Dragoon, we're playing triple copies of Gravekeeper's Commandant to search out your Necrovalley, and the one copy of Gravekeeper's Headman. This is a one-card Verite Anaconda when combined with a Commandant and Grave. It's basically just Coach Soldier Wolfbark to bring it back. You use it to make Verite or any other link too. We play a toolbox in the extra. We got the one copy of the Red Eyes Wyvern, of course, because we are playing Red Eyes Insight to get to our boy Dragoon as fast as possible. Of course, we need our Dark Magician and our Red Eyes Black Dragon. I've actually changed the artworks up. We're doing double anniversary pack ones this time around. What do you guys think? Let me know what your favorite Dark Magician and Red Eyes artworks are in the comment section down below. And finally, I am back to playing the one-off copy of Malefic Cyber End Dragon. I want to let you guys know I'm not playing Skill Drain in this build, but I am actually putting together a new Gravekeeper deck that does not run Dragoon, but does take advantage of triple Skill Drain and Malefic cards. So if you're interested in seeing that one, let's try and get over 75 likes on this video. I think we can do that. Alright guys, that's it for the monster lineup. Obviously it's really consolidated because we don't want to conflict with our Royal Tribute. Into the spells, the obvious stuff first. We got triple copies of Necrovalley. Of course, you guys already know we got to play this. It's the namesake of the deck. It's Dragoon. It's what shuts down half the meta. Try and see a PK player play under Necrovalley. It's pretty funny. It's pretty hilarious, not going to lie to you. Moving on from there, we got the triple copies of Royal Tribute. This is your auto win con button when you go first. Seeing an opening hand, again, I think I say this every time when I do one of these profiles. Necrovalley, or Away to It, Red Eyes Fusion, or Away to It, and then Royal Tribute in an opening hand. That is a 3-card combo that annihilates 98% of decks. Now, is it that good against a Striker or an Eldritch matchup? Absolutely not. And those are going to be our trickier matchups. Now, Eldritch, not as much. Yeah, the Skill Drain hurts for sure, and beefed up Golden Lords hurt. But how can they beef it up and bring it back from Grave if Necrovalley's on the field? Of course, they can Conquistador or pop it, but that's why we're starting to stay ready in the side deck, and we kind of try and, go tit for tat with them, because Dark Dragoon's a really good card, and one of their main outs is IDP, which they can't legally activate underneath Necrovalley. So it's a tough matchup, but you can do it, alright? And of course, these will come out games 2 and 3 in those particular matchups. Moving on from there, we've got the triple copies of Necrovalley Throne to search out either Commandant or Headman, whatever you need in that situation. I also want to say, don't sleep on the fact that Commandant is a 2100 beat stick when you're getting into the late game. Say they are miraculously able to out your Dragoon. We do have additional ways of applying pressure outside of the Malefics and the Commandants, but Commandant is 21 with Necrovalley on field, and just a few of those swings directly is game. Anyway, of course, we got triple copies of Red Eyes Fusion and Red Eyes Insight to search it for our Dragoon package, of course. And then for maximized consistency, I'm sorry guys, this is not a budget deck. You're going to have to play triple copies of Pot of Prosperity, because going 6 cards deep to find whatever you need is absolutely essential in this particular strategy, guys. Trust me. It fixes your hands, it gets you exactly what you want, and like I said, we want to reach for that 3-card combo. See, you've got 2 of them in a Pot of Prosperity. Odds are you'll hit your 3rd. It's very, very likely. We play so many ways to get to Necrovalley. I think that's 3, 6, 9, 10, It's a lot. It's like 11 or 12 ways to get to Necrovalley. It's something crazy. And obviously we have another 6, not counting 6 ways to Dragoon, not counting means of bringing it back with Headman. going into Verte. But anyway, I digress. It's pretty darn good, okay, guys? Trust me. Moving on from there, we got triple copies of Forbidden Droplets for going second. This is the only hard going second card that we play in the main that is not purple or Red Ice Fusion. Let me tell you guys, Red Ice Fusion plus Forbidden Droplets is GG against a lot of boards. Don't sleep on the fact that you can just go activate Red Ice Fusion, they attempt to negate, chain droplets, send cards out of your hand, resolve the fusion, burn, attack for game. There's so many times where that will come up and your opponent will just be like, what the heck just happened to me? It does work, okay? Trust me. Moving on from there, we are now playing 2 copies of Scapegoat. That's right, Scapegoat's at 2, which means I have to find myself another alti, gosh darn it. But yeah, honestly, guys, this card is phenomenal. And again, it's a non-monster card that puts monsters on field that help us apply pressure, and we play a whole package for it in the extra deck. It's pretty fun and really cool. I think it's a fun new thing that we're testing out in this particular build. I did some DB testing with it. If you want to see us test this deck on DB, come over to my live stream on Twitch and just request that I play it. I'm always happy to play this deck because it doesn't take much thinking, and it's a good break from playing things like Drytron, Adamancipator, all those combo decks that I really love. Anyway, closing things out, we're of course playing the one of Terraforming. This probably should have been up there with the Necrovalley, but I decided to keep it back here with our other card, the Mystic Mine. Of course, we're being degenerate here. You got to play the Mystic Mine. It's I guess it's technically another going second card theoretically. You throw it up against established board and just kind of win. You can wait out PK players, and now people don't have that Imperial Order to out it. This deck does so great with no Imperial Order existing. It feels pretty good, man, not gonna lie. Anyway, that's it for the spell count. Obviously, this deck is a fat stack of spells. That's why YuGiOh hurt it so bad. So it's really, really fortunate that that card is now forbidden. Moving on, trap lineup is actually been consolidated from our previous build. We're only doing the triple strike and the triple torrential. You guys already know that these cards in tandem with one another is an FTK going first or second. Not really, I joke. There are things that stop it, but it is still stupid strong. You can't sleep on a good Solemn Strike and Torrential Tribute. And of course, the one metaverse to get you to Necrovalley or Mystic Mine, whatever is more applicable in the situation. That's it for the main deck. 40 cards even. You got to keep it as even as possible to be sure that you are consistent, right? You got to be consistent. We got to get to that 3-card combo, or you know, other good cards along with it. Anyway, let's get into our extra deck. Of course, you already know we're playing the one-of copy of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Just look at that guy. Look at him. He's beefy. You think he's gonna get banned? Maybe someday. But yeah, of course, we're playing the one Red Eyes Dark Dragoon because it's the namesake of the deck. I don't need to read this card to you. You know what it does. One Verity Anaconda to get you into it, and then for our Scapegoat engine, we have to mandatorily play 1 copy of Link Karibo, 1 copy of Link Spider. And that's it, kind of. So you can just use these cards pretty much to climb into whatever you need. You can throw your Link Karibo on. You know, I tell you what, I'll just show you the combinations of things you can do with the package at the end of the video. How about that? So I'll show you what you can do with your 4 Scapegoat tokens and how you turn them into things in here. It's pretty easy, obviously, but just so you're aware of the restrictions to stuff. This is a monkey flip deck, but it's also a great deck for beginners, so we can walk through that kind of stuff. IP Masquerena, of course, is just another piece of that Scapegoat package. We got the Cerberus and the Phoenix, part of the package, and also just some of your generic Link 2s for removal purposes, of course. Going along with the Unicorn. Unicorn is more in sync with the package I was mentioning earlier, because it also goes with our Access Code Talker. And I also decided to throw in an Appaloosa. I was originally playing a Boral Sword in this slot, but I thought, you know, theoretically we could end on an IP and give ourselves the option. Of course, this is considering that we've gone for a Scapegoat play and didn't end up killing our opponent. We could go for an Appaloosa play. So, you know, it's just something testing in theory. You could totally switch this out for a Boral Sword, or if you don't have access code, you put that in for a Boral Sword. You know, there's a lot of free liberty in this extra deck. And now, spoiler alert, we are playing Super Polymerization, so we're playing some targets. This Shekanaga, I think, should be the Predaplant that uses a Fusion and a Dark. But I don't have one. I can't find it for the life of me. So I'd say probably consider switching it to that. But again, if you run into the Shadal matchup, Commandant is an Earth. So you can fuse any Shadal monster and Commandant to make Shekanaga. Of course, we got the Starving Venom. This is going to be your most important one. There's going to be a lot of situations in the current meta where you're going to be fusing away things like DPE and Rusty Bardishas. And it's going to feel amazing because your opponent can't respond to it. It's like flipping them a massive bird, really. And then, of course, you got your Mighty Mud Dragon for all those other situations that it comes up. I am still playing the Earth Adagnister. Totally would consider cutting this as well if you want to keep the Shekanaga or play something else in its wake. You could also put in the Boral Sword for that slot. You know, again, a lot of creative liberty here. But of course, game 1, your Super Poly targets are always what's getting banished for your Pot of Prosperity. So you just banish them all, and some other extra cards that you don't see yourself needing. And then finally, we've got the Cyber End Dragon to go with our Malefic Cyber End Dragon. Look at this. I got the cool Mattel Rare. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a pretty cool card. Anyway, that's it for the extra deck. I'm going to wrap things up real quick with the side deck, which has changed since the last time we profiled this video. I'll try and keep it as quick as I can, especially the things that we've already shown before. Again, monkey flip decks, we are playing triple copies of Inspector Border for going first. This is one of 2 hard going first cards on the side. The other 9 are going second cards. So we've got triple copies of Cosmic Cyclone. I'm not going to lie to you guys, we want to be ready for that Scythe Lock. So when we're going up against a matchup that does employ the Scythe Lock, we are going to side in the Cosmic Cyclones, so we can try and, you know, make sure our Red Eyes Fusion isn't affected. Now, if it does, unfortunately, they hit us with it, there are other things we can do. We can try and reach for the Mystic Mine, we can try and stall with trap cards, Necrovalley, do what you got to do kind of to survive. But, you know, anyway, it's also phenomenal against the Eldritch and the Striker matchups, those ones that I mentioned earlier that we do tend to struggle with. Moving on from there, we got triple copies of Super Polymerization, as I alluded to earlier, for breaking boards. Pretty simple. Of course, if you use this, you cannot Red Eyes Fusion that turn, but you can still normal summon a command and use whatever you fused into to make a Verite Anaconda and summon Dragoon that way. We got triple copies of Dark Ruler No More. It's, again, a huge board breaker, so if your opponent's established on a board, you flip this down and flip them off. Pretty simple. And then, of course, triple copies of Solemn Judgment. This is our other hard-going first card, because there is a lot of counters out there to back row decks, stun decks, things like Necrovalley. We gotta be ready for it. So if you have a Dragoon plus a Solemn Judgment, that's also a really, really insanely strong board that you can't sleep on. And again, it doesn't take many brain cells to put up. So if you guys want to take a break from the meta, you want to be an anti-meta person. Oh, and you also need 4 tokens, of course, for your Scapegoat. So pick out 4 of your favorite tokens and slap them down there. I'm using these ones personally myself, but I'm curious, what are your favorite tokens? Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to show you guys what you can do with the Scapegoat tokens, and then we're going to bring this video to a close. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you some of the climbability that you can do with your Scapegoat tokens. So of course you are always going to be flipping this card in the end phase of your opponent's turn to give you 4 free tokens, because after it resolves, you cannot summon for the rest of that turn. But that's okay, because we're doing this in the end phase of the opponent's turn, and we're really establishing that board presence nice and easy. So see how it's occupying 4 slots? You can put your Dragoon over here, and then boom, you're Bing chilling. It's pretty simple. Anyway, so to climb up with these, I'm going to show you some of the things we can go into, but of course they're all going to start off with either Link Karibo or Link Spider. That's the important thing. Now, if you didn't already access your Dragoon here, this is going to be a pretty great opportunity to do so. So, of course, if you're going second, the things that you can summon in the meantime, of course, you can go for like a Link Karibo. You can take out the Link Karibo and one of the tokens to go for a Nightmare in the meantime, like so. Summon a Nightmare to break a back row, like a Phoenix to break a back row, or go for Cerberus to break out a monster that was special summoned in the main monster zone. Pretty simple stuff. And, of course, you will be co-link, so you're getting a free draw for this. And then if you want to, again, you can't use a token for this, but you can take these 2 and then turn them into the Verite Anaconda if you haven't already summoned your Dragoon. So you're breaking out cards, and also, again, if you want to break a Spell and Trap and a monster, before you do that, you can actually use that extra token and the other Nightmare to go into whichever copy you have yet to summon, and then take these 2 and turn them into your Verite Anaconda on top to make your Dragoon. But of course, let's just pretend that you already have the Dragoon and you don't really need to do this. I'm just going to soft reset and show you guys what you're going to do to kind of go for games. So let's say you stalled your opponent out for a turn, you got a Dragoon on board. Okay, simple enough. You're going to go for your Scapegoat, right? And then you're just going to summon out your 4 tokens yet again, like so. Doesn't matter where you put them, as long as there's still room for your Dragoon if it's on field already. And we're kind of going to go through that same line of play, right? You're just going to take him, turn him into a Link Karibo on top. We'll do him this time. Nah, screw that. We'll put Link Spider on top because I like the ulti a little better. What you gonna do? We'll take one of those tokens, turn it into a Link Karibo. We'll take those token and the Link Karibo and turn it into any Nightmare of our choice. Then we'll take the last token and that last Nightmare on board to turn it into a Unicorn, like so. And then, of course, with all these Nightmares that we're summoning, we can choose to use their effects, but mind you, we are filling up our grave with different attributes. Not really too many. We're going to have 2 different Link Monster attributes to go into and use our access code Talker, which will allow us to pop more cards. Now, again, if you have Dragoon already on your board, I'm going to tell you right now that this is just over 8k points of damage, not counting popping cards, right, with your Dragoon's effect. So if you have Dragoon on the board with this access code that's at 5,300 points after targeting your Unicorn, you are looking at 8,300 points of damage. Again, guys, this is basic stuff, so I'm sure you guys already know how to do it, but if you didn't, hopefully this helped you out. Scapegoat's an amazing card, and I hope you guys choose to try it out in your Necrogoon decks. Anyway, that's all I got for this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you feel like it. If not, no big deal. Have a great day.
心の隙間埋め